I'm back, people. I just had a phone call through, so I think that's what affected the live. So hopefully people can hear me now. It's really weird that Instagram, it does that if somebody calls you. Shout out to 214 Sammy and Nathaniel. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Because my audio went before. So please let me know if you can hear me, because I'm not sure. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me know if my audio is okay. But yeah, it's DJ Sweetly, Let the Youth Live. We're all about solutions to keeping young people alive. Right, big up to Nathaniel. Shout out to you, man. And he's saying, yeah, the sound's all right. Right, so where was I? Let me just see who's coming back through. Right, big up to Astral, big up to Ryan. Right, hopefully you lot can hear me. I hope so. All right, Nathaniel says he can, so just let me know, you lot. I don't know why this is going up with this. Big up to Ruthless. Right, brilliant, Ryan, big up. Right, now where was I on my rant? Right, so with regards to, the nationwide campaign, your city says no. I am going to wait until Zoe's online before I go into any of that, all right? So if she doesn't show on this live, the next live where she's on it, I will break it down, because it was something that she's visualised as well that could work, but we actually did do it 4 years ago. So I can, explain, why that didn't go how we wanted it to go, what was involved. But yes, so literally I set up Let the Youth Live to, support people in our communities doing exceptional work who were out there saving young people's lives, but they weren't getting support, they weren't getting funding. I could see the amazing work they were doing. So we've always supported, people across the UK, like for years and years, support what they do. We try and get people to volunteer for them, donate money, right? But we do our own initiatives, all right? We, anything we think will work to keep young people alive. Now, we've known it's a nationwide emergency for many, many years. I'm going to post up something that I posted up, I think 4 years ago. And it's basically the same what, I've been saying even recently. It is an emergency out here, right? Boris needs to call an emergency cobra that's never happened ever, all right? For knife crime, gun crime, the death of our children, right? That has never happened. So that's what we're demanding this year, right? No matter what it is that we're doing, we are demanding that, because they can change the law, right? I thoroughly looked into this. They can change law, right? They can change it within days, right? They can implement solutions like the things we are saying they need to do, right? We know what it is that they need to do. We just need to get in front of them, right? I'm adamant, whatever means necessary to get these things out there. And I'm up for doing this on my own, whatever it takes, because I've had enough, right? Pop Patrol, big up to Ruthless G, how you doing? Yo, man. Pop Patrol Ryan, he says, I have a new idea and need to make the right contacts network working. Then hopefully it could become reality. Depends. I'd like to hear what that is. It'd be very good to know, because I could probably give you some pointers, because, I've been involved in a lot of nationwide campaigns. I always see this issue as a nationwide issue because it affects all of us. London, and I'd say we're the worst hit, but Birmingham's definitely second behind us. We're all having the same issues, right? They're affecting us all and our young people. So this is why I believe it should be dealt with on a national emergency. Now, what I did discover, all right, in doing this petition lately, now I checked, there's never been a petition asking for what we're asking for, right? Because that's the main thing that you need to do if you're organising any petition. What I've discovered, right, is there's been a lot of petitions out there for probably a lot of the things that we would like changed. Now, what I would suggest people do, instead of going on how difficult even the beginning this has been for this petition, which is only for 3 life-saving initiatives that will work right now to keep young people alive and also make the community feel safer and probably keep the community alive as well, right? And I'm struggling, right? The negativity I've heard from people rather than sign it, right? Even though, and these are people who are, you know, raising money to get bleed control and stuff. So it's a bit like, I don't know what's going on, right? But I'm doing this petition so people cannot say there isn't something out there that they can get involved in, all right? There's the noise on your doorstep, make noise, end knife crime, that's happening again today, right? So this is the 2nd week, right? Until we get Boris's attention. Now, for that to happen, people have to start sharing that campaign, getting involved, right? Now, I've shared that on every knife crime platform there is, right? I have had some slight interests, but nothing like the interest we had for Your City Says No. Like, everybody jumped on that, and that involved so much. Like, I literally, it was nearly the death of me, that whole campaign, all right? That literally was, like, I had to come back from the dead myself, all right? And it's no exaggeration for what I took on, what I did. And in the long run, those people that I supported and I promoted every single town and city that took part myself, right? I interviewed the people who were doing the different, you know, in all the different places. I can count on a handful of people from all them thousands that support anything that I do, all right? But that's the reality, that's what it is, and that's what gives me the determination to keep going, because this is for our children, all of our children. And that is so important that we cannot be dragged down by negativity. People just, you know, looking down on what we're trying, you know, writing comments that just don't, like, what the hell? Fix up, take part, and actually do something, yeah? I'm sick of these people coming on, doing these videos, they're all about knife crime, oh yeah, and then you never see them again. Like, you actually don't see them again. Or, when you're doing these big initiatives, you write to them and you get a blank. No response. They share it. Your City Says No. I think that literally could have worked. Why it didn't work was the reaction we got from our communities and celebrities and all these so-called leaders of the community that didn't even share it, didn't come and speak, let people down, right? That's the reality. Right? So we're going with simple now. So if people can't do that, then that's on them. All right? But after this, I'm going to give this a really good go. I'm going to give it my full, you know, as I always do with all of these. All right? So I'll be giving this my full attention. All right? So it'll be the petition. Obviously, this podcast that we do is to get the community on board to action solutions. You know, but I, you know, again, the support for this, but it doesn't matter because it goes out on podcasts. We have huge listenership in America, you know, but, you know, we live and learn, and this year's about awareness, right, of, not of a knife crime, because we know how fucking bad that is, right? We've seen all the viral videos that everyone keeps sharing about, of death, of our children bleeding to death on the street. Some of us have really had enough, right? And we're not willing to waste our energy trying to persuade people to get on board. I don't, you know, If you don't want to get on board, don't get on board. You know what I'm saying? But this is it, 2022. It's awareness of who's not getting on board, right? The people that we reach out to who could help and make a difference, could share something, like one thing. Now, this isn't just, big up to Charlene, my darling. This is not, right, the mad thing about it. So we've got these initiatives running right now for people to get involved in, right? And they will save lives and they're going to help, right? While we work on other stuff, right? So that's what we're doing. But for all these years, we've been running lots of different initiatives, right? Now, what's always happened, even when enough of us have got together, like Your City Says No, and we got together with 53 different towns and cities across the whole of the UK. Right, we did that. We connected, we linked, we all organised. I coordinated the whole thing for them. And I also ended up taking on 3 areas and organising marches, event licenses, road closures, right? So that took a lot. And we got that far with it. But one of the big issues was that some people in those groups, when they got on TV, and they were fighting to get on TV, right? When they got on TV, they didn't even mention that it was part of a nationwide campaign. And that kind of balls things up for the whole thing, yeah? Because the whole point was that we were making an impact as the whole UK. And there was various other things that I'm not going to go into, all right? But due to all of this, all right, I'm starting a blog this week. It's all ready to roll on my website. I should have done this ages ago. But I am going to do a blog on what I'm up against. All right? And it's not just me. It's other people who try and do anything to try and make a change. They're not helped. They're not promoted. If it's something negative, then yeah, it will go everywhere. Now, I would love everybody to push the new initiative, Make Noise, End Knife Crime, on your doorstep, in your car, yeah? Even out in the street, make some noise, send us your videos, right? Let everybody know enough is enough. How many more children can you endure seeing bleeding to death on our streets? Charlene's saying, I will be on radio next week, Chalk Hill community, and I will make sure I address this issue just as I always do. Bless you, my darling. And this is what I mean, right? I have a handful of people, including you, right, that are about this. Right? I cannot say that there's more than that. All I can see is people saying they're about stuff, but when you put it to them, they don't want to know. Like, I just don't get it. Now, the other thing I really want to put out there as well, right, that I've realised this week, and this would be, massive shout out to Her Spirit Has Awakened. Big up to the US crew. How you doing? But yeah, what I wanted to put out there, right, so when I've done this petition, when I've been looking on all the petitions, there is so many petitions out there, right, that are doing quite well. Some of them have ended recently, but the government have responded. They've responded, right? So people can see what the government is saying, right? In relation to, there was one that ended last week, and that was to do with the minimum sentences, right? So you can get an understanding about what the hell is going on, right? So there's no point setting up a new petition, right, for something that's already going. I'm saying to you now, it is hard, right? You would expect you set up a petition to save kids' lives, right? And that all parents are going to get on board, all carers are going to get on board, all teachers. No, I'm literally going to people that, I trust and love and say, please, can you do this? Because everywhere else I'm sharing it, they're like I'm some kind of joke, mate. But that's their loss, right? I keep saying to them, don't wait till it's your child, right? I keep saying this. Just the thought of the parents I already know who've lost their children. Right, so what I would say, right, I can say some of the petitions that are on there, right, so there's a lady, she's doing really, really well, a whole reform of the whole UK fucking law, right? So what I'd say to people is have a look through, jump on someone else's if it means it could get to Parliament, right? Why? We haven't got time. Where we're at right now, we haven't got time, right, to waste, right? I don't know, trying to do another, get all the cities out, march and all that in 6 months' time. No, we need to do this now, right? So if no one's ready now, when things are this fucking bad, when are they going to be ready, right? So I know what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm giving this a good go. I'm giving it my all, as I always do. I put in a lot to everything. And because I want to, not because people tell me to do it. Because I don't want this for my grandson, right? I don't want this for my kids. My kids, the shit they've already been through and the way they've had to live their life because of all this. Big up to Saracen. Shout out to Zoe. Hello, my darling. Right, I was waiting for you. I've tried to, talk a little bit to do with this City Says No thing, right? But I'll just say again, right? We are doing this noise on the doorstep, right? 4:00 every Sunday, right? Now we need everybody to promote it, to get involved, right? We just need a bit of footage, okay? Until we promote this enough, we get people on board. But where I'm just stating facts, Zoe, I have been promoting that everywhere, right? But it's the same few people that are promoting or even being positive about it, right? What I've been noticing, and I am going to be starting a blog this week, right? Because I am sick of the negativity when we attempt to do something positive and take action, right? So I'm willing to I'm giving this a full go. All right, and I'm going to be observing who's doing what this time round, right? Because I can see who's doing what, and we need to get this out. Yeah, and not only that, the other thing, Zoe, that I want to put out there, like I've had enough, right? I've said this many years, right? I thought I had enough 4 years ago, right? And I'm going to post up one of my posts from 4 years ago. And I thought I had enough. Now, my eyes are even more open to the fact we're not even up against just the government. We are up against other people, other organisations that say they're about the same thing as us, right? I am sick of it. I'm sick of the negativity. I lost count how many people have rung me, leaving me messages about like, oh, you're not going to change Boris's mind. Oh, what, you just want to save one person? 2022 is the year this all comes out, right? This could be why we haven't been getting anywhere, right? I know it's not all of it, right? Shout out to Cherry, That's Savage, Marsh, Ill of Doing Me. Big up to all of you. Yeah, shout out to Bubblegum Baby, Esme's Nanny. This year is about making change, right? Now, we've put out initiatives for people to get on board with, right? So we've done the petition. Now, there's no other petition out there like that one. It's specifically to keep our children alive now, right? So I'm just going to break it down again, just so everybody knows. Right, so it's the public accessible bleed control as law. Because we've run out of time, right? As fast as we're trying to raise money, As fast as we're trying to persuade councils to get involved and everybody else to get in, like, it's hard work, right? They should be law, right? We've got something in place that is, already within Parliament. So that, I'm praying, is going to happen anyway. But we've put it on our petition, right? Just to see who's going to support that. So we will get a response from this petition if we have enough people, right? And they do reply. I've seen the responses to that. They will reply, all right? So what I've found since I've started this petition is it's been like pulling teeth, okay, to get people to sign up to it, right? Now, I did hope, everybody would jump on that. It's not about me, right? I don't do any of this for me at all. It's for our children, everybody's children, because they're not being protected. Nothing is in place. Now, the second thing on the petition was the patrols. So, and this is not just me, this is the community speaking, right? The patrols are, they have to be police with community. They cannot be one or the other, right? If it's just community, they are vulnerable. They could be murdered. What are they going to do against Rambos, knives, guns? What are they going to do, right? The police need to be there, but the police need to build up the trusts, right? This is the perfect way for them to build that up. Then on top of that, it means not only should our children feel less in fear, so should we, right? Now, I know for a fact the London Mayor is doing neighbourhood patrols, right? I went on and I did go on to the MOPAC thing and I said it should be with the community. Whether or not they listen to me, I don't know, all right? I know there's loads of money going to lots of different things, right? So there's some real positives that I want everyone to, there's plenty of money being funded into stuff. There's plenty of initiatives coming. What's not in place is that our children are not safe to go out, to go to high streets, to go to the shops, that's the reality of it. And I am sick of there's people out there that are just burying their heads in their sand. Shout out to Miro's World. Big up to you, my darling. Big up to Life of Doing Me. Right, we'll get you on in a minute, all right? I'll try and get you up on the live. Faith as well. Limes Angel. Big up to Eugene. Dat Savage says the council and government do not care because it has happened to anyone they love. They'll realise when it happens to Boris's kids or one of their MPs, they're completely not bothered. What we've worked out, right, is it's to do with money. It's all to do with money. Weapons make money, right? All of this whole thing, the system is set up, right? And the way it's set up is killing our children, all right? So we're trying to get the basics in place, right? The petition that we've just set up will be the basics, right? So leaving things as they are, they will help to keep our young people alive. While we work on getting the laws changed throughout the whole system. And that's what it's going to take. And I know it's possible, all right? I wouldn't be doing this and saying this if I didn't know. I know that we can do it, but it's going to take people like ourselves, people who actually give a shit, all right? Okay, because there's plenty of people out there saying, oh yeah, but they're not jumping on any action. Right, I'm going to take some more messages. Thank you to everybody who's signing and sharing, all right? I know we can do it if we all get together, all right? I know it's possible. Boris needs to join us here. Do you know how many times I've invited Sadiq? I've invited loads of people, right, to these lives. We've been doing them solidly, sometimes 4 times a week, right? That's how I've got a lot of understanding as to what it is that we need to be demanding, all right? I've researched lots of things. I'm really into, I read all the knife crime reports. I spend hours watching Parliament ins and outs, like the new laws that are coming in, because I don't trust them. I don't trust the government to do the right thing, right? Big up to Mr. Riggs as well. Miro's World saying our voices need to be heard loud. Yep. Big up to 0115. Shout out to everybody locked in. But yeah, it's about us, the ones who really, are about it, because to actually, yeah. And I don't know if any more, like any of you have had the experiences that I have. I put these things out there and I just get negative answers, or like a big long paragraphs about, oh, it's this, it's the parent, it's it. But hang on, we're in a state of an emergency right now, right? Like literally, if my daughter's just ordered a PA system, right? Because I tell you what, if I have to go down to Parliament on my ones, I'll go there. I do. If I thought anything would work, I'm up for doing it. Shout out to Carl Scott. Big up to you. So I'm asking today, please, everybody sign the petition, right? It's only life-saving measures for our young people, right? That's just a start. But I'm saying to you, it's very difficult with these starting off petitions, really hard work. Please check out some of the other petitions that are out there, right? Because you could be surprised. I've been surprised, right? Now, there's a lady who set one up, and it's to do with, the sentencing, right? To do with child killers. And her petition's doing really, really well, right? Petitions take ages to get in, right? Or even to Parliament. So it might be worthwhile people jumping on certain ones. I mean, I've jumped on, I think while I was on doing mine, I've signed 14 different petitions, right? So that is an option for a quick, to get law changed. You could jump on somebody who's already out there doing it, all right? Because to start from scratch, that is long. I've done that, but I've got MPs who are already lobbying to get the bleed control kits in, all right? So whether or not this takes a year, it's not going to stop what we've actually got going on, right? Eat More Flora says, the future are our young people. They need valuing and serious investment. That's exactly right. They are our future. They are our future. And we're not having to face what's going on out there. Our children are. We're being forced to send them to school. We're being forced, they want to go and see their friends. That it's normal, like it should be normal for them to be able to go to a party. It should be normal for them to meet up with their friends somewhere. And we shouldn't have to be thinking, are they going to be ambushed and murdered in a school uniform? And then we've got schools denying that it's even a problem. And I was so shocked. Like I said, I signed up to this so-called positive app that's meant to be full of these lovely people, not like Facebook, who are quite nasty, who don't want to ever help, and it's every excuse in the book not to help or do it. I've lost count how many excuses. People can't do a minute standing in the street making some noise. Are they for real? Real? What? This is all back to front, right? But just know, this is not normal. This shouldn't be the norm, right? We're like the odd ones out. That's the reality of what's going on out there. You look at them big platforms, yeah? You look at them I'm sick of these big celebrities. They'll come out, I'm all about knife crime. Hang on, what have you got, mate? You've just designed some merchandise. What else have you done? Because every time I've tried to contact you, you don't even can respond. Now, what I want to put out there, because you all may get much better responses than me, right? Because people tend to just ignore me, just think that what I'm saying is a load of bullshit, And it's been hard to stand up to people, you know what I mean? I suffer bad with severe anxiety, right? My mental health, right? This has pushed me. All what's going on, the whole thing for parents, it's the hardest job in the world, and then you've got all this to contend with. This is wrong. This is so on all And it's about people saying, standing up. And why should it just be all of us? You know what I mean? Like, they know what's going on out there. But what I'm suggesting is everybody here as well, please tag the celebrities. Yeah? Demand they, get involved. Why can't they do 30 seconds on their doorstep or beat their car in, the horn in the car? Like, let's, I'm seeing this as like a, what would you call it? Practice, right? Like the last one that I did, the Your City Says No, right? That literally nearly was the death of me, right? What I put into that campaign, and I had my eyes opened, but I believed in that campaign. I believed everybody was going to come out. I believed everybody was going to march. Why wouldn't they? Because this is affecting all of us. I believed at that vision. I thought everybody's going to come out same day, same time. We did amazing. But like I said, there was things that happened along the way. When it came to the day, even the run up the week before, there was a lot of that was community people. Even like no celebrities got on board of it. Not one. Not one. So, yeah, so the things that I do now, I try to go for things that won't require a lot of effort of people. So they have no excuse. So if they have an excuse, there's something up. There's something up. But I do believe when we get enough people on board, but we need to push what we're doing. Like I said, we do the video clips, we promote that. We reach out to celebrities. We reach out to people that are known to be caring, who actually would like to make a difference. Hang on 1 minute. Zoe says, turning a blind eye is easier than facing it. But the thing is it? Because when you look back again, look what's going on. Look, I can't fathom that. As a human being. And that's like, and this is what we've spoken about so much, yeah, on these podcasts, right? The whole, what things are like now. Where is the humanity? But, this whole, it's all back to front. Eat More Flora says, sad times when a lot of deaf ears just turn away from reality. But these are the people that claim they're about change. It wouldn't be as bad if they weren't claiming that. And then they'll put negative shit on what you're, just sign the fucking thing, just do a bit of noise, and then you've tried something. There'll be nothing easier than those two things, let me assure you, all right? Because I know what's involved, getting people together, people actually turning up for marches, people organising, with road closures, security, event permissions, right? All the WhatsApp groups, all the promotion. Like I said, for the Your City Says No, I coordinated for everybody who took part. So I interviewed different town people, different groups, everybody involved. I promoted all of that. I organised 3 myself. Like I said, I did Peckham, East Dulwich and Brixton. I organised the people to do and it was not easy. And we got no reaction. Some people went on the news, but like I said, certain people didn't mention that it was a nationwide event that we were all taking part in. So they went on mainstream news and they just said they decided to do something about knife crime themselves. So that was a bit shocking, and it didn't help the whole bloody campaign. It was not the only thing, because I was surrounded, like now, not with yourselves, but just in general. I'm a DJ. I support artists from across the UK for the last 10 years, right? You ask any artist, And I go above and beyond for the young people, right? So if any of you lot have got, young people into music, production, rapping, right? I only promote the best in UK music. I don't promote people glorifying certain lifestyles, and I have the sickest rappers on board, right? I don't like what's going on in the music scene either, right? That needs quality control. I'm happy to do it as well. But there's so much. Eat more flora says, I think the fear culture is what's holding us back. Fighting to stand out, speak up and be the change. Right, I definitely believe that, eat more flora, right? I reckon the good people like us, it's a lot. You know what I mean? To stand up, say something, and then you got all this negative shit that you've got to deal with. Or answer all these big, long paragraphs that people want to spout about, but hang on, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like people keep... Yeah. Shout out to Balatis. Zoe says, not everyone is as passionate as you and me. There's quite a few of us that are, right? But there's so many people in my community that say they've had enough. They live in fear every time their children go out, right? But they tend to want to do things that there won't be any action. I personally can't do that this year. I've come out of my comfort zone, and now, like I said, I'm adamant this year, right, that everything comes out, what we're up against. Because this is not new to me, all of this. I'm actually sick of it. I don't, all these years, I've never really said anything. I just mind my own business. I support people from across the UK, like not only just with the music, but people doing exceptional work out here, saving lives, working on initiatives, supporting others, yeah? I'm going to be doing as well, that's coming very, very soon, a database of genuine people who actually care about helping the children out there. Because I'm sick of that as well. And people out here who are, starting up organisations and raising money, but not actually putting it back into the community. We're up against a lot, all right? But I just want to say I'm proud of each and every one of you, all right? Everybody that gets involved, you know what I mean? Actually wants to make change. We can definitely do it. And I know we can do it. I wouldn't keep banging on. I wouldn't keep going. Inside, I believe we can do it. The right people on board, the right message, right? Working together, just supporting one another. It's fantastic to see, the bleed control campaign, right? That everybody's getting on board finally. But London, I'm embarrassed about London. I'm so embarrassed. You don't even know, all of you, what I've been up against, right? So that'll be my second blog. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. I get no support here. Nobody donating. Nobody really sharing it. But we, I try not to let that, dampen what we're doing, because I'm determined, like yourselves. Mev says, sadly, we've become accepting of this culture. It's time for change, yeah? Strength by numbers is needed, though. Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah. The whole culture is promoted here, right? The street culture, right? So we've got all the music. What they're calling rap now is not rap. It's not rap. That is not rap, right? And since we had drill come to these communities, it has fucked our communities up. Whether or not people are standing, oh, drill, it gets them to talk about, the horrors of what's going on. So when people hear that, they shouldn't be buying the thing. They should be wanting to sort shit out. This is horrifying. But we have to tackle it a bit at a time. So the bleed control, right? That needs to be everywhere. In every one of our cities and towns. Everywhere. Now, Lynn has done amazing. I mean, she's been doing this for 5 years, right? The cabinets have only been out for a year, and everybody that's got on board, big up. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, right? Because we're putting out the best equipment that's supported by the ambulance service. They're logged by the ambulance service, so everybody knows where they are, right? And we're giving whoever needs them the best quality equipment, because there is a variety of different kits out there, right? But there's a reason why we are pushing those, right? Because I don't want some shoddy kit used on my family or community, or not knowing where a kit is. So big up to everybody getting on board. Like I said, I'm up against it here in London, all right? Even having got the cabinets, I'm struggling with permissions. Like 4 months. 4 months. And somebody's already died in that time where I'm putting the cabinet. Right, so we're doing that as a nationwide campaign. The noise on our doorstep, nationwide campaign. Right? If the people from your city says no, where are they? I've posted in the thing. I've told everybody about the initiative, what we're doing. Where are they? All right, brilliant. Right, we've got Zoe. Let's get Zoe up on the line. Eat More Flora says, better to have a small circle of genuineness and then a big circle of fakes. Yeah, yeah. Hello, my darling.
Hello. I didn't really want to join because I'm in my scruff, so I ain't got my makeup on. My hair's a mess.
Well, I've got a filter on. So
I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, big up to you. Thank you for joining us, my beautiful friend.
So
Thank you so much.
What I found the other day, I was speaking, when I was at the courts the other day, I was speaking to the policewoman, and I was saying I heard about somebody in Nottingham. They got 28 years. They let off a firearm, shot somebody. The person never died. They got 28 years, and the person driving got 19 years. So I said to the policewoman, why is it that they didn't kill anybody? They got 28 years, and the other people got 19 years for driving. Don't get me wrong, I think that's right. But I asked why, when people murder people with a knife, they don't get sentences like that. Her answer was, because it was a firearm, they class it as worse than a knife.
Oh.
So this is what the policewoman told me. So she says you get a bigger sentence for firearms than you do for knife crime. Yet, so what she's saying is, if you shoot someone with a gun and they don't die, you'll get longer than if you kill someone with a knife. So what I'm saying is, knife crime needs to be up there with firearms.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely, because that definitely has to happen. Now, I said earlier, right, there is some petitions out there, Zoe, right? Because when I've put mine up, there was a load on it, right, to do with sentencing. There was one that's closed recently, but it had a response from the government, right? Because I was going to try and print that out for today to read that out. Right, but what I'll do, I'll screenshot so you can have a look at it, right? Just so you can see, you know, where their stand is already on certain things, right? So when you go to them for what it is that you're demanding, right, you already know what they've already said, how you can, you know what I mean? So you know, that they can't turn around and go, oh, sorry, we already had a petition for that, or, you know, because what I did see
why they need a petition. They can see what's happening. It's just, I don't get why they turn.
But that could be something on our Cobra when we get that meeting, because I'm adamant, right? That is the least that we all deserve, is a emergency meeting, right? Where they can definitely change law.
And it's the fact that kids don't speak out. I've got a friend, she's actually watching now, and her son was stabbed about 13 times. He lived. It was done in front of hundreds of people, and not one person came forwards, and they didn't get charged.
And this is the other thing,
people are keeping their mouth shut.
And that happens a lot. We've got, you know, Peace and Love movement. They were at one point, I don't know if they're still doing it, because there's an anonymous thing called Fearless, and you can go on, report crime, and it is proper anonymous. Like, you know, the IP addresses were all messed up, and
Yeah.
and even I'm sure I read that there was a crowd of mums that had gone to the headquarters at Fearless just to double check, you know, that it can be. So peace and love movement, we're actually reporting on behalf of people.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that is an option. That could be something that's something that it has to happen, because other than that, how are they going to?
It's like a lot of the kids say, oh, but it's grassing, it's grass. I says, grassing is when, you know, Fred down the road is selling a bag of weed on the corner and you're bringing up just to be spiteful, or you do, there's certain things that I call, what they'd call grassing.
Yeah.
But when somebody has died, or when somebody has been stabbed and somebody has nearly taken, that's not grassing.
No.
That is not grassing.
No.
It's I just can't get my head around why people think it is, because it, you know, somebody's tried to murder someone.
I know.
I just don't. I mean, I was really lucky with my son's case that everybody that saw it came forwards. Things happened to them.
Yeah, because a lot of times that doesn't happen. Yeah.
Everybody's behind them and said, you know, well done, you've stood up.
Yeah.
And we've been really lucky that we've had four found guilty with murder. And that's not very often that happens.
Yeah, it's true. There isn't. So
it's because the reason we got the guilty verdict is because our witnesses were brave and stood up.
and you have to be really, really fucking brave. Like, and I know, because so many people I know, like, and witnesses won't come forward, and I can't. The thing is, the way, you know, like with the social media, the messages everywhere is, you know, don't be a snitch, like. And it's fear factor as well, like with this social media. Like, that's another thing that has to, like, that plays a huge part in
it does. And I think as well, places that promote things as well, promote the drill music, things that promote anything to do with knife crime. They should be held responsible. They should be put down immediately, or they should be held responsible for what they're promoting. They're promoting drill music with adverts straight after.
Yeah, well, they're letting conversations and whole, you know, setups of murders occur, right, via social media. The case that sticks out in my mind is Ollie Stevenson, who was set up by a girl, and after his death, they discovered that there were 69,500 pieces of online content.
Wow.
Now, why the fuck couldn't they intervene? Right, they can intervene in my copyright when I go online within seconds.
Yeah.
So why haven't they got anything flagged up? Why are they not accountable for anything?
It's beyond me. I just don't know why they're allowed to promote it. And like I say, if they were held accountable, if you're promoting drill music and you're promoting this kind of thing, you should be held accountable. Yeah. Because I've listened to it myself to see what it's all about. And I'm not joking. When I listen to it, it makes me angry. You feel like you could go out and attack the world. Do you know what I mean? It's like, even a normal person like me, it makes you really, really angry listening to it.
Yeah. No. And the thing is, it devastates once you get drill into your community, right? And this is a known fact because it happened in Chicago, right? So it destroys communities. It's known, like, and it's here, and we've got it's promoted everywhere, like Radio 1 Extra, right?
They promote it.
On the school run, on the school run time, and it's repeating the same. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Record labels, why are they pushing it?
Where everybody's turning a blind eye, like you say, the government turn a blind eye to it. Everyone that can do something isn't interested, unless
they're the ones who don't help,
don't care.
And I said this about, you know, like big platforms, right? Because I've been saying, Frank, we need to build our platforms up, but it's really hard because when you're about positive stuff, right, doing good, helping others, that will not be promoted anywhere.
No, I know.
That won't, the algorithm won't promote it on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, right? So we got all these big people, like platforms speaking out, spouting shit, right? And not helping anything. And they're quite happy. They need to be made accountable as well.
They do, but like you say, until we get listened to and people listen and we get that meeting that you want, what can we actually do?
No, we just got to keep pushing.
There's another stabbing last night in Nottingham. 2 people were stabbed. I think they're okay, but again, last night, and another lady I speak to from London, her son, she actually sent me a video yesterday. They've just been arrested for her son's murder, and she says their case is based around CCTV because no one will talk. And she actually sent me the video, what somebody had videoed on a bus of her son being stabbed to death. And that was being circulated around social media. And his poor mum has had to witness that video.
Yeah. And this is the thing, it's been going on for years, right? And we've talked about this on the live before. Like, we want people nicked. Like, they need to be nicked, right? For, photographing, filming people dying. What the hell? Like,
and sharing it. I mean, I know it's stupid, but my eldest daughter, she lives in Dubai. And things like that, you cannot share anything like that on social media or WhatsApp or anything. You'll get strung up.
Right, and that's what we need here. That's what we need in place here. Now, what I will say to you, right, so the government, right, they're working on the online harms bill, right? Now, the online harms bill is meant to be the answer to all of the social media problems, all of it. Basically, we're the only country that is trying this, right? Even America haven't tried this. We are going to take on social media, right? Now, I've made various attempts to find out exactly what they've implemented within this to protect our children from violence, right? So far, I haven't seen anything. There's nothing that I can see that is going to protect our children from violence, right? There's nothing set up at the minute. No. Now, I always put this out there. How did social media get in, right? They never had to prove nothing, right? They didn't have to prove it was safe for our kids. Who said 13's all right? Like, no one thinks that. Like, we've done that, put it out there for weeks. Nobody thought it was 13's all right for kids to have that.
No. And
see that. They can't protect kids at 13.
You can't protect them from anything they're seeing on the internet. Even, any age really, any child, even a 4-year-old can get on the internet and see what they want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So with this online harms bill, right, even America are impressed, right? So when I heard about it, because this has been the whole, don't worry, this is what we're doing, right? Everything's going to be in place. But hang on, this will probably take a couple of years, right? Because they're tweaking it all at the minute. But yeah, so what they're attempting to do is they're going for damages from social media, right, for perceived harm of a society, right? So societal harm. Now, I can't believe I did this, but I reckon it was about a week full of Parliament, all the specialists, right? Because I'm adamant, I just want to know that what they're bringing in is going to help. Because other than that, why are we going to relax about it and be happy that, oh my God, that's going to resolve stuff, right? The specialists are saying they haven't even got a definition of harm yet, because everybody's harm is different. So what might harm me might not harm you, or it might harm me more, or you know what I mean, right? So they're up against that for starters, right? Then the other thing that all the specialists were saying was, why are we not already using the civil court that's already in place to get damages for ourselves, right? Yeah. So there was a case recently, it's a landmark case, and it was I think it was a murder case where it went down as self-defense. I think, and twice they went to court. Then they had a retrial, and then the family went to the civil court, and they got the thing there, and they got damages, right? So it was a landmark case.
Yeah, there's a one here where they've done the same thing. They stabbed him 13 times and got 12 years for manslaughter.
Oh my God. Like, what the fuck?
Died. Yeah, he died. 12 years for manslaughter.
Oh my God.
You don't stab someone 13 times and not.
No.
But like I say, it's the jury as well. You've got to think, you rely on normal people like me and you to decide on whether somebody's guilty or not. And it's very complex. I was actually quite shocked at how the jury come to the conclusion, because the judge explained in our situation, she says they give them a roadmap. So on this roadmap, it will ask them a question like, say, do you think they went out with the intent to kill? Yes or no. You answer yes or no, go to another question. Then that question, yes or no. Then it goes to another question, yes or no. And that route map leads you to either a guilty or a not guilty of murder or manslaughter. And that's how they reach.
Oh my God, I just thought it would be a yes or a no.
Yeah, I thought it was just a discussion, because I was saying,
oh shit, yeah, that's what I've always thought. That
I did. I said, why has it took so long to get a verdict for Byron? It's like taking 5 days. She says, well, there's 4 people that we've got to go through. And I'm saying, right, but surely it's as plain as day. We can see what's happening. She says, no, they have to go through a route map. So they have to answer the question 1, do you think the answer to this is yes or no? So then they discuss the answer to that on what evidence they've got. And then that guides them to either go right or left to another question. And then they're asked for another question. And then they have to discuss with that question what evidence they've got to prove whether it's a yes or a no.
God.
That route to guidance can either convict them to guilty, not guilty, or guilty of murder or guilty of manslaughter. So it's kind of like a route map that they follow.
Yeah.
Get the guilty.
Yeah, that kind of pushes them.
Why so much get manslaughter?
Yeah.
Following this.
And it's not surprising if that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Because like as a normal person, sometimes you might, well, I'm not sure whether did they set out with that, or they, you know what I mean? Rather than look at the whole case as a whole and go, you know what, I've made my mind up. That's what I thought it was.
When I listened to the evidence in court, it was plain as day to see what the answer was. But my heart was in my mouth, because I was thinking, if they're following this route to what verdict, what if they're like, I can see from what the judge said why so many only get manslaughter.
Yeah.
And like you say, if you carry a knife, manslaughter shouldn't even be an option. If you carry a knife and killed someone, manslaughter shouldn't be an option, because you've gone out with a knife. So if you've took a knife, manslaughter should not be an option whatsoever. If you've killed someone with a knife, you've murdered them.
Yeah. And this is the thing, that there needs to be something in place. Mank Made Limited says the route map needs replacing. This is so bad. I think so as well. Maybe we should start up a petition for that.
Another one.
Or see if we can find. Well, I reckon there's no one out there with that petition. I really believe that, because I was shocked. Yeah, there's a lot. There was a variety of different ones that, you know, petitions that I might have wanted to start up, but I'm glad that other people, you know what I mean, they've started them up. There's a whole load of support as well, so it means it could happen a lot quicker, because the main thing is we need action now. Well, because it has to be now.
Like, I can remember, I've seen it when people have been murdered before, and they say, oh, the impact on the family and blah, 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 and it's wrecked their lives. But now it's actually happened to me. I know how much it wrecks your life. My eldest daughter has an eating disorder through it all, because she can control what she's eating, and she's gone really weird with food. She's had spasms where she's like having a fit, going all stiff, fell off the toilets and things like that. This is all since my son died. My daughter doesn't like to go anywhere now, or if I go anywhere, she's paranoid, ringing me, when you're going to be back, when you're going to be back. happens to you.
And this is the thing that's all...
Yeah, and like myself, I'm okay when I'm talking to people. I'm okay at work.
Yeah.
As soon as I'm in the house on my own, I'm a mess again.
This is the thing, and you shouldn't have to be having all...
To think that I will never see my baby again, and never him. And
your beautiful son, man. This is why I just keep going, man, because I can't. This is not right, and all of you parents, this shouldn't be a thing. This shouldn't, you know. And what I've said for years, parents, like, children haven't been able to be children for a very long time. Like, go to a party, go and meet their friends, like, because of all of this.
Life of Doing Me, Beck. I think you should join the live.
Yeah.
A friend whose son's been stabbed as well. I think she should join the live. I don't know if she's brave enough.
Request before, so hang on. Do you want to try and request us again? I'll try and get you on as well. It's sorry, hang on. Is it not letting me? Live after the street. Live. So I can't. Can you try and request me? I'm trying to find you on the list. Hang on.
She's to put not today. If I can come here
okay.
and make a
right.
mess, you can.
Okay, that's all right. You can join us anytime we're on. All right, my darling. But yeah, it's about us working together to actually get something done. Because for too many years now, like I said, I've just been going around in circles. But like I said, the fact that I've been, attempting all this for many years, I can see what we're up against.
Have you got children yourself?
Yeah, I've got...
Right, my friend just said in the background, has she got children?
Yeah, I've got my little grandson, who's going to be 2 very soon. And my eldest is 25. And my youngest is 15. Now, I remember, literally going right back when the kids were on Blackberries.
Blackberry Messenger.
Yeah, all that. And then the internet. And I saw a big change, even down to my daughter's... It was on my daughter's 17th birthday. And when I was trying to find venues and looking into stuff, there's a lot of places like, oh no, but I didn't realise how things had got, how bad out there really. But at her party, people came with knives and they hid the knives, right? We had security at the door, and then afterwards there was it nearly kicked off. It was me and another mum who intervened, and they had knives, and it was all over somebody looking at someone the wrong way.
That's what I mean.
That was then, right? So you can imagine, right? So she's 17. So what's that? 8 years, way worse, and now is part of the culture, right? Because what I see, right, it's not just kids carrying. We got pensioners picking up knives. We've got anyone picking, that is what we've got to stop. Well, that's what we're up against. People thinking that's the norm.
Everything. There was one in London when the petrol crisis was on, and a bloke tried to stab another bloke in the petrol queue.
Yeah. This is what I mean.
You're prepared to go to prison for
the value of life. This is what... And it just... And to us, we don't... it's foreign to us in the way of, to actually want to kill somebody else, take somebody's life.
Over stupidness, like you say. It's like even with my son, they didn't he didn't even know the people that did it to him. He'd literally drove to his friend's house to see a friend. They went out to get food, come back, and I think some of the lads had an argument with one of the other lads the night before, and it was him who they wanted to speak to, but they got out the car, waved them over, but only my son went over and was like, what's the problem? And they just attacked my son. But it wasn't even him. They even admitted in court they'd never met him before. They didn't know who he was.
And they did that to him as well. And didn't he tried to get away as well, didn't he, over the fence or something?
Yeah, he went over to him, and then the guy produced a bat. So my son got him in a bear hug. As he's got him in a bear hug, one of my son's friends has grabbed the bat and hit the lad to try and get him off him. And then the other three just burst out the door all at once. One stabbed him in his chest, and then he stabbed him in his arm as well. One hit him with a machete, and as soon as they'd done it, he literally ran, jumped over a fence, and he was dead within minutes. When I got to the hospital, they told me, and my friend who's actually here, they told us, you know, he's very, very poorly. You can't go near him, stay away. But we knew as soon as he came out the ambulance, he was gone. His eyes were rolled to the back of his head. I mean, my friend, it was as if something had blurred over my face. I didn't see much, but my friend who's here now, he was cut open from where they'd operated on him. He was still open. Oh, and within minutes they came out and told us he was gone. But we knew he was. We knew he was. And that image will live with
nobody.
I die. That image, anytime I think about anything, I just picture him coming out that ambulance, my baby, who I've nurtured all my life, who I worshipped. Do you know what I mean?
This is. I mean, I had a partner a few years back, and I was there when he got the call about his grandson who was stabbed. He was stabbed in the chest on New Year's Eve, and the person that did it got away with self-defense. Even though that he sells knives, he's still selling them now. They had a retrial, and you know, we didn't realise that when you have a retrial, they don't show all the original evidence.
What?
Yeah, they don't show it. So their whole family went through the whole thing again, and loads wasn't able to be mentioned. You would I just presumed it's the same thing again, but with added stuff.
I'm just going to put my friend on for 2 minutes while I go to the toilet.
Yeah.
She'll have a talk with you about it.
Okay. Hello, darling.
Hi.
Hello. But yeah, this whole, it just, we need change, and we need it now. Yeah, with all of this. We can't just keep allowing it just to, you know what I mean? We can't.
Do you know I used to talk about the partner that you was with the retrial? Why are they not allowed to say? Why are they not allowed to put all the evidence? Why is that?
Apparently because it's a retrial. So they're not able to use a lot of the evidence. She just presumed it would all be used to back up. But, you know, like, yeah, parts of the evidence that was used previously. So, no, it was like only looking at fresh evidence.
That's ridiculous.
But, I mean, the boy that did it, there's still loads of drill songs about what he did after he killed him, how he pissed on his grave, how he robbed him, how he's happy because the mum's crying and he's laughing, right? Yeah. Well, there's loads of parents who are getting that after their children are murdered as well.
Yeah. That is horrendous.
So it's not enough to kill their children. They want to carry on and still keep going. And a lot of these rappers, that they've got a lot to answer for. All these ones that are still in gangs.
Yeah.
That is spilling out onto our streets, speaking out in the music.
That is so sad. But if he's making music about it, surely they can see that and they know that
nothing happens. You know, the police keep saying, "Oh yeah, we're taking down loads of stuff off YouTube," but they're not managing to take down scoreboards, right? Which are fueling a lot of the stabbings, right? The scoreboard, whether you know the way you've killed someone, you get more points. Yeah, you can see it on YouTube.
Well, that was when we went to school, wasn't it? I'm going to put you back onto Zoe. Zoe's going to tell you that.
Oh, great. Yeah, we went to, I've got a college that are helping with fundraising towards the bleed kits at the moment.
They're brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah.
Big up to them.
Yeah, they really are. Nottingham College, they're doing a lot to raise money for them. But they were saying about that where you get points for if you stab them if you get them so you stab them so they need a bag, you get more points.
Yeah.
And stab them somewhere else, you get this many points.
Yeah. And it is a thing, and they are doing that, and they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bagging it or something, bagging where you need a bag for the rest.
I keep trying to close down some of but me on my own, it's not having any impact. But right,
you're fighting a battle on your own. That's how I feel. Like
that's what it's like. Yeah,
I feel like, oh my God. Although we've done really well, Nottingham have done me proud.
Oh yeah, you've done amazing. I'm so proud of you all in Nottingham. Right, like it's the same with Birmingham and even Manchester now. Like since Miro World's on board, like we're seeing action. Like and people coming together in your communities, helping. That needs to happen here in London.
You'd think though, London being a big city, you'd think you'd have more people on board than like as small cities.
No, I'm up to more negativity. That's what I'm up against. I'm up against no one wanting to, like, it's shocking. And I have to ask for personal favours. Could you please put that up and share it? And even then, sometimes they don't do it. And that's people I've helped for years. It's like, but I have to not, like, all I have to keep thinking, this is for the kids, right? This is to keep our kids alive.
On board, like, why aren't people, like you say, on a Sunday, 4 o'clock, go on your doorstep, make some noise, beat your horse. It takes a minute of your time. Just make noise, get it out there so we're noticed. So Boris Johnson will agree to have the meeting.
Yeah, and no one has gone for this before, right? So that's what's great about this whole initiative, right? The fact that people did do it for the NHS, right? So they're quite capable of doing it to save children's lives.
And because this will make a clapping for the NHS is saying thank you, but it's not making a difference with anything. This, we're trying to make noise so we get noticed, and the government will call for this emergency COVID.
And we know what we're going for, because what I've said for years, right, is that it's all well and good marching, doing all these different things, right? But if you don't know what you're demanding, I wouldn't wait to see what they're going to do, because it won't probably be the right thing. You need to go armed with what you're demanding, what you know is going to work. And that's what's been so brilliant this year, doing these lives, having people from all across the UK getting involved, speaking out, saying, you know, and we've realised how many things we've got in common, you know, what we're up against, how, you know, and talking about what is happening out there and what needs to happen. So we've got that list. We know what we're demanding. It's just about tweaking. It's going to be tweaking what we know, and the government know it. And this is the other thing why I don't see how they can get out of any of it that we're demanding, because they know it works, right? So say, for example, even, let's say, the gang truce, right? That worked in Scotland, right? Why the hell haven't they done it here? I can tell them how to do it. Right, in Scotland, right, there was a guy there. He literally I think he might have been a policeman, but he sorted that out himself. He went to all the different gangs, right? And he literally said, we've had enough. The community's had enough. You've had enough, yeah? And all of us, and that includes judges, teachers, fucking police, community people, right? Big load of them. We're all here to help you change your life, right? And not only that, we've got other things set up in place so we can get you skills and shit and get you jobs, right? It worked. That worked in Scotland.
Why are they doing it here?
And they know about it, right? So exactly, right? Now we have an MP called Miss Farrah London, who I've had a Zoom meeting with, right? She's doing the peace treaty, which is a postcode gang initiative, right? So I'm fully, you know, with that, going to be promoting it. I don't know what's happening with it because I haven't heard any more, right? But at least that someone going to try something. And she's going to be doing, I think, 3 academies as well.
Yes.
So,
thing that I had sent her the 4 o'clock make some noise thing last week, and she did share it on her Twitter for me.
brilliant. Well done. Yes. So that's what it's about. So anybody we can get to share, we want that out there. And we want to put it to these celebrities.
Yeah. Well, I've emailed the football ground today after what you said earlier. I've emailed they had them, so I've emailed them today to see if they can get. And
I would just, what I'm envisioning, obviously, is each week it should get bigger and bigger. There's no reason that it shouldn't, right? There's absolutely no reason unless people are not getting on board, right? So, you know, going forward, I'm going to print out leaflets. I'll be putting them in my neighbourhood. I'm going to, you know, I'm giving this my full, you know what I mean? My full effort. We do what we can do. You know what I mean? We can't do more than what we can do. You know what I mean? So we reach out to these celebrities, people who can help this whole initiative. The whole thing is to get us a meeting, and we're trying all different avenues. So it's not just this. We're trying the petition, you know, we're trying to get the law in for the bleed control as well. You know, if people want to write to their MPs. Brilliant. The more of us that do that, I mean, whether or not anything will come of it, you know, I'm thinking of going into politics myself if I have to. Because I'm sick of not being listened to. Like, I'm actually, I can't wait to get up in front of certain people and say certain things, because I know what's bloody going on, and I'm sick and tired of, bullshit. This year, we have action by any means necessary. And we're going to have to just ignore that negativity that we see, because we're always going to get that. But the right people will come on board. It's like the right people, you don't really have to explain anything to.
You do.
Because we already know. You know, right? We know. So I found it very hard over the years, you know, like trying to break it down to people, explain why they need to support it, get involved. And like, it's very draining, as well as doing the work that we're doing.
Yeah.
So where I'm at now, I go with who's on board, like who knows what's what. And when we get enough of us on board like that, we will do whatever we set out to do. And that's a fact. We will. I know we will.
Well, I'll be joining you for making some noise at 4 p.m. today anyway.
Brilliant. Well, I'm getting my neighbours out downstairs, because they've all said they're going to do it.
Send us your videos of you making noise.
I will. I'm going to, so I'm going to get them out the back. But I'm just going to like focus on different areas each week, get more and more people out, get some leaflets going, keep promoting on social media, be aware who isn't promoting the initiative, just to know, you know, when we're doing our next initiative, who's on, you know, who really is on board. Because this is not a lot of effort for people to do, is it? It's not like the Your City Says No thing was a huge effort, right, from every angle, like every, you name it, whether it's going to the council for permissions, right, to just do an event, speakers, people that you think would want to come and speak out, who don't even like
stigma around knife crime, isn't they? It's like I've had the same issue as you with the bleed control boxes, getting people to allow them on the building. People have actually refused to put them on the building. And I'm like, why would anyone in the side?
You can't believe it. I know. It's shocking.
Stigma against knife crime. It
doesn't happen here. We haven't got a problem with it.
Take a defib box, but you won't take a bleed control box.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's not just for knife crime, it's for anything. It can be for a car.
Yeah. It can be for shooting as well. Road traffic.
Yeah, it's not just knife crime. So
So they need to be everywhere right, as a basic. Every public building, every street.
I mean,
I'd say
for a bleed kit, if you didn't want the 24-hour box, why isn't every company buying a bleed control kit for 100?
yeah, yeah,
Have it on premises. It's not a lot, really.
yeah. Because that's what I want. Is that I'd already written to the MP about it. I've written to the council about it. Right? Why don't they change their licensing conditions? They don't even have to fucking change law. They just have to add that. Like, I'm sure it's all going to happen, right? I've got faith. At some point, all the money's going to be thrown into it. It's going to be law, right? We haven't got time to wait at the moment for that. That's why we're all doing what we're doing, and because we know that every area needs them. And what I'm trying to get out is we haven't got time for delays, like permissions. I don't know if you saw when I was in the paper recently, we haven't got time. The council are taking the piss. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, they're working on it now and there's loads of positive stuff happening. You know, we've lost Zoe there. I don't know if that might have been her, charge or something, possibly. But yes, big up to everyone who's taken part in the live today. All right. Thank you for joining us, Zoe. I don't know if you can get back on quickly. If you can, come back on. But I'm going to finish up the live shortly because we are doing Make Noise, End Knife Crime today at 4 o'clock. All right. So we want you all to make some noise. Okay. You know what I mean? 30 seconds. Beep your horn. You know what I mean? Jump around and scream, like bang anything, right? That's all we're saying, all right? I mean, come on, let's do this, right? Now send us your clips. We want your clips. Send them to either Zoe Cooke on Facebook, Lily on Facebook. You can send them here on Instagram. Any that you send me, I will send to Zoe as well. It's about pushing this initiative. It's not hard, right? Make a bit of noise. And who knows whether this could lead to us getting that meeting with Boris, putting forward life-saving initiatives, right? Solutions that they can action and changes in law, all right? But also, I'm asking for your help, all right? Please sign the petition, all right? So 3 life-saving initiatives on there for people, all right? Let's at least get it to 100 signatures, right? I think I'm on like 60 at the minute, right? So if you please could share it, sign it, right? There's nothing bad in that petition. No one else has asked for this ever out there to protect our children, right? If we can do this, if we can get the petition out there, right, and get a response, we can get action from Boris by this Make Noise, End Knife Crime. Even send us a picture of you holding a sign in support, yeah? Put a sign up in your window like you did for the NHS, yeah? Just try something, okay? Together, we are stronger, right? The power, just bring it back to the people. We've got the power, okay? I know lots of people will tell you otherwise. They'll tell you to give up. They tell you you can't make a difference. You know, they'll be negative, all right? But don't listen, okay? This is something very easy for people to do. It's something everyone can get on board with, all right? I'm sure everybody can persuade one person each week, yeah? So that it's double what it is each week, okay? But wishing everybody success. 4 o'clock, all right, that we get out as many people as we can. But like I said, let's tag people this week. Let's tag these people out there, whether it's knife crime groups, whether it's, you know, artists that say they're about helping knife crime. Not that there's that many. Celebrities that are, you know, how about even Arsenal football team? Like, what happens after the white T-shirt? What happened? Because I'm still waiting to see. So, you know, even if they could clap and send us a photo of it, yeah? anything, right? So use your brains, people, right? See what you can do to promote all of this, okay? We want to get Boris's attention. It's fine because we know what we're asking for. It's just going to be tweaking those things, all right? But I want to big up each and every one of you as well. I can see Zoe's there as well. Big up to you, my darling. It says not sure what happened. Yeah, it must have just locked you off. Do you know what? It may, I don't know if we've been on for an hour, but sometimes it does that after an hour on certain, so it might be that. But I am, because I could go on for weeks. All right, but we have our initiative 4 o'clock today. All right, so I'm going to lock it off now. All right, big up to everybody who joined us. If you're not already following us, it's Let the Youth Live. All right, on all social platforms. We're also our podcast. You can check out previous ones to listen to, you know, what we've spoken about over this last year, what we've been talking about, what action we've been planning. All right, so, you know, check all that out. That's up on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and it's just me and the community speaking across the UK, talking about solutions to things that we're in fear about, the things, you know, that might work if we action them. But everybody who's doing amazing work out there, all right, I'm really proud of you, sending you lots and lots of love, all right, more blessings, all right. We're up against it, all right, all of us. So anything we do is amazing in the thick of all of this, all right? But it should get easier the more of us who get on board that are about actually making change without negativity, you know, while they're doing it, or to get them to do it, all right? So 4 o'clock today and each and every Sunday till we hear from Boris. But like I said, we've got to promote this. We've got to get other people on board who can make a difference to this campaign, all right? But enough love to everybody, all right? Okay, so I'll be out there at 4 o'clock with my neighbours. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Make some noise. Let's end knife crime, serious youth violence, gun crime, violence. Like, we've had enough. We've had enough, all right? Sending you all lots and lots of love. Please send us your clips, your photos, all right? Please tag Zoe Cooke. Please tag us as well, Let the Youth Live. Also, make noise in knife crime. We've got a group specifically for this, all right? So it's ready to roll. You know, we can promote from there. So we've already got, you know, a bit of a following already. So we're not starting this from scratch. So like I said, we'll see who's on board, all right? It's about seeing who's taking action, who's on board. You know, we haven't got time to persuade people, okay? All right? So lots and lots of love, all right? And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's clips, okay? All right? Take care, you lot. See you all soon.